I'd say. Straight up the pier. Trying to find some reef. Apparently the water's supposed to be beautifully clean. You can see that right now, there's a lot of clear, but I rate it'll be nice enough. Tomorrow we have one hell of a storm, a mother of a storm coming through, so this is our last chance. I'm going now because I have the time. The boys might go later.
The water was incredibly clean. And for this part of the world, this is a rare occasion. What's even more rare is a one-eyed mullet. That's what I bumped into on the way out. Let's not waste any more time, let's head into deeper water. And here we find our first important piece of information on this dive. I found this beautiful ledge full of fish. So I took a dive. I saw some incredible sights, but one school of fish caught my eye. Instead of approaching the fish head on, I decided to dive off the reef and let them approach me. And as I did this, this huge school of baby bartman or tasselfish approached me. This is a pretty rare occasion, and these fish are beautiful. Here you can see the two tones that they adopt depending on what kind of terrain or subterranean that they're living on, either be it sand or rock. And with sand you get these opaque looking ones, and the darker ones would be living in caves and on rocks. I think it's a pretty cool sight. As you can see, I moved further up the reef. On this dive, nothing big came my way, but things would soon change. Heading deeper, I found a beautiful patch of reef, full of coral, boulders, cracks and crevices, all that you want for a big fish to come past. But here's another important part of this video. At this point in the dive, I was using my float line, not attaching it to my gun, but actually putting onto a drop weight, which was able to mark these deeper reefs. You can see here, as I ascend back to the surface, the float line is no longer attached to my gun, but actually anchored to the floor. This is important, and you'll soon see why. Here's another note just on safety. I am diving alone here, and I don't recommend it, but if you are, stay well within your limits. Moving further on, I saw a promising patch of reef. I don't know what it is, but on some dives, you just know it's going to happen. And creeping along this bouldery section, I just felt like there was a fish around. As I come over this ledge and the sandy bank, I see this huge cave in front of me. As I approach the cave, I hear some noises coming from inside, and I have to have a look. So sticking my head in, I see another school of these small tasselfish or bartman. There's a lot of them here, but it's not just small ones. And as I see the fish dart into the cave, it catches my attention. I see something approaching in my blind spot. I take the shot, and off we go. And as I just said, when you're diving alone, you need to be safe about it. No fish is worth your life, so I go to the surface and decide to chase it. I got the gun, and I opened that reel. That reel which was supposed to be loose to prevent it from happening.
Oh my word, almost lost my gun.
Silly mistake. that could have cost my life, the gun, and the fish.
No, I'll not lose this fish now.
So I fought this fish back to the surface. Very carefully at first, because I wasn't sure of the shot after all that tugging and pulling on it. But as soon as I realized that shot was good, I hauled it back to the surface. This fish was indeed a trophy. A huge barred man. I put the fish out of its misery as quickly as possible, and decided to put on my float. And of course, I reattached my float line straight to my gun as soon as possible.
Oh my word, I am the luckiest man to still have this gun. Wow, what a fish actually, wow. If the shot was any worse, would have lost my gun. Wow, that was desperate.
After the adrenaline kind of cooled down a bit, I began to realize how big this fish was. This fish ended up weighing 5 kgs, which is the second biggest barred one I've got in 10 years of diving. A true trophy. A beautiful fish for dinner.
This might be my biggest.
So what do you do after that? How do you top this part of the dive? Well, you don't. You just enjoy being there. You've got your fish, a whole 5 kgs of fish. You're pretty sorted. All you can do is enjoy the ocean that you're in. The smaller fish that you haven't really taken notice of. The boring silver fish that suddenly becomes quite interesting and nuanced. The stunning fan corals that are swaying in the waves. You observe the way the fish move and how they react to you. Do they spook when you move quickly? What do they do when you move your gun? It's all really important to me. The spearfishing is not all about getting the fish. But once you've got the fish, there's nothing more to do. Just enjoy it. For example, this pink fish darting around in front of me there is actually pretty rare for the area, and it's a much warm water fish. It's something you wouldn't notice if you're just thinking about shooting your next fish. I think that's pretty valuable. And I think this talks into a big ethic of my diving. The fish are not only there to be shot, I think they're there to be observed. They're there to exist as they exist. And it's such a privilege to be able to come down here and see them darting around, swimming between the corals and bumping into each other. To be so absorbed into a reef like this is one of the greatest feelings for me. And honestly, at this point, my gun didn't need to be loaded, because I wasn't shooting anything. I was so immersed in the world around me. But soon the weather would turn on its head, and that storm was coming in. So it was time to go home.
Okay, let's go home.
I just want to mention something pretty cool before getting into the water. I bumped into one of you guys, a new subscriber. It's just so cool to see.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, I'm going out for a dive now. Might see another video.
I hope you've seen this video. In the next video,
A lovely crayfish right from these pillars. Let's go cook this up. It's going to be amazing.